Sonia, well, you won't be surprised to hear that our country is, on the whole, overweight and out of shape. And there's no end to the numbers of experts telling us to eat less and to exercise more. But in her book, American Idle, that's IDLE, Central Connecticut State University Professor Mary Collins says our poor health is just a symptom of our bigger problem. And she joins us now. Mary Collins, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Listen, American Idle, a journey through our sedentary culture. Tell us what actually inspired the book, because it's really a personal story for you.
Yes, it is. I was a very avid athlete. I was a college basketball player and a track star in Connecticut, actually, and also in Virginia. And I had a terrible bicycle accident in my early 40s. I was helicoptered to a trauma center. I was in a coma. And I really injured my back and ruptured disc. And suddenly I was moving like the average American. I couldn't exercise more than a half a mile.
And when you say the average American, we really don't move.
We really don't. 65% of Americans do less than, 30 minutes 3 times a week. I mean, they really don't move enough. And that was just transformed my social life, my cultural life, my spiritual life, my moods. It really, really had a huge impact, and I had never lived like that.
And you say that it's really important for us to move, but you're saying 65% of us don't move, and you also talk about the fact that new research shows that physical activity actually impacts the brain. So it's really important.
It's so important on so many levels, but I think what really motivated the book was that I found that 65% has remained unchanged since the Eisenhower administration.
Wow.
So I realized that despite billions of dollars in health and fitness, that clearly wasn't the answer, and exercise classes are not the answer, and talking about calories is not the answer. And so
what is the answer?
Well, I went journeying across the country, and I realized that we need to see it as a social and cultural problem, and that we need to empower people to integrate spontaneous movement into their days and stop making it something that they choose to do.
Talk about the kids, because what's interesting is I read on the website, you're not into organized sports.
No, not anymore.
You think kids need to have more access to free playtime. Explain that.
Yes, when I went to interview the director of the Olympic Center, I thought he was going to talk about super-duper athletes, and instead he talked about what a nightmare organized sports have been for most children, because by the time they get to high school, especially girls, only a very, very small percentage join teams, and the rest do nothing. And so the organized sports meant that unless you were in a very structured environment, you didn't really know how to integrate spontaneous play into your life. And we had cut spontaneous play out of children's lives. Walking to school, playing at the playground, letting them do pickup games. I mean, my own daughter, I'd bring her to a field to play pickup kickball, and they'd kick her off because we didn't have a permit. So the whole society is structured against children having a natural flow of play and exercise into their lives. I mean, in Hartford, they had to cancel the buses. They thought that was a disaster. I thought that was great. I thought, well, great. Now
it is funny how we think about that. People joke about that, but it's so true. I think we can all kind of relate to that. We all hear stories about our parents or even us, walking to school, and, it's such a travesty when kids get to, can't walk to school, or rather they are walking to school, and you're saying, no, let them walk to school.
Because you know what? It's not just about exercise. They're integrating into their social community when they walk to school, and actually that's a social example of where we improve our social lives when we have our children walk to school. They go through their neighborhoods. Just walking a mile isn't going to have huge health benefits, but the benefits to enhancing the neighborhood, making it a safer neighborhood, making them feel like they're part of their neighborhood, those are all the things that the media never talks about and that my book covers.
And you say that your book reads more like a memoir, which is wonderful, because it's not one of those that drones on and on and on.
No, it's not a self-help book. It's not a judgmental book. It's a journey. It's a journey going across America as I rebuild my health over 7 years. It was a very long, slow process. I look at how Americans can rebuild their health and integrate fitness in their lives. And
how do we do that? What are some of the tips?
Some great examples are, you add a safe bike trail near your home, you're 25% more apt to use it. You have children walk to school, they improve their test scores by 25%. If you walk even moderately off and on throughout the day for 15 minutes, you cut your chances of dementia in half. It's just very small stuff that makes huge differences. And the key is to get more people on the bandwagon, not just you as an individual, but your employer, your family, the schools, so they can empower you to make healthy choices. And the book talks about starting a movement and how it's not just about you, it's about this whole social and cultural agenda that we
got to do it across the board. We really have to do it across the board.
Yeah, we really do. You can't do it alone.
And I want to say congratulations. You had a very successful book signing.
I did. Over 60 or 70 people showed up at Borders in Farmington. That was really fantastic. I hope to have others in the state of Connecticut. I have a website where I'll list them, marycollinswriter.net.
I love what you're doing.
And we're hoping to do something in R.J. Julia's and at Bookworm in West Hartford.
Sounds good. And your health is good.
My health is great. It's been an 8-year journey. I'm almost 50 now, and integrating movement back into my life has been a long task. Well, swimming is good.
Swimming is good. I'll take your word. I'll take your word on it. Well, the book again is American Idol: A Journey Through Our Sedentary Culture. Mary Collins, thank you so very much. Hopefully you'll come back and visit us. All right, don't go.